Hello and welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anastasia Zatula. I'm a feminine mentor, I'm a Reiki master and NLP master, and I truly enjoy working with energy and mind, especially with feminine energy. I really enjoy seeing my clients, women around me, myself, transforming life using energy, feminine energy, basically. So today I'm going to talk about 5 actions that I do in the relationship. Now, fortunately for me, maybe because I have so much feminine energy, or maybe because I'm beautiful, but I have no issues attracting men. Men always loved me since I was, since I was in high school. Since I was not interested in men, I always had admirers. And but my relationship with men were not always so healthy. I would often melt in them and somewhat forget myself until the relationship would become unbearable. Actually, I started working with myself, with my energy, with my mind because of a man. I felt like I was really in love. I really admired this man. I really wanted us to be happy, and I felt like something was off because we were either very high or very low together, and it started getting tiring. Like I couldn't go through these roller coasters all the time, every single almost day. So it's either we're super happy or we're super not happy, and I knew that something has to change. Thanks to that man in my life, I did huge changes, and it all started with me starting learning energy, and then learning studying NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and in between I studied Tantra, I studied systemic approach. I mean, I really got deep into this. I wanted to heal the relationship. I wanted to have healthy relationship, because I knew when the relationship are good, I'm healthy, I'm productive, I'm so inspired. It's like I'm walking on clouds and I can do anything. My money was going through the roof. I mean, I got such huge bonuses while I was with him, while I was so happy, and I knew that I have to heal it. I knew that I had to keep that high all the time and find a way how to keep it. So thanks to him, this is how I got into all this, and thanks to him I'm sharing it with you now. So if you want to say thank you to somebody, you can say thank you to him. Only thanks to him I even started learning this. I mean, I always was interested in something outside of physical world. I always believed that there is more, but I'm highly analytical, and I obviously have a master's degree. I was working in finances, so I couldn't allow myself to think that there is something that I could not control. But I had the energy work done. I did got energy alignment, and I realized how my energy changed. I felt it, and I started studying it myself. All right, so from those relationships that were happy and unhappy, I mean somewhat unhealthy, very codependent, I would say, I had to get into a relationship that became very healthy, very inspiring, and very inspiring for both parties, and inspiring for me, and healthy, rewarding, enjoyable. I wanted to have such relationship with men. And yeah, maybe my relationship with men are not what you would think them to be, but they're still very healthy. I could say that with every man I have in my life, I have a healthy relationship. And I will tell you what I do as a feminine woman in a relationship to stay like this. And I didn't always did these actions. I mean, I always was feminine, but I know it didn't always do what I do now. So I would attract men, but then with my dirty emotions, with my dirty water, I would drive them away, because okay, how long a man can be tolerating my tears, my uncontrollable jealousy, or my insecurity? So at one point they would get tired and they would just leave. Then I would kind of get myself back together. They will come resurface and it will start all over again. So it was not healthy basically, and I had to change, and I did. And I will tell you in this video what I'm doing right now. So the first thing that I do, I admire men. like I really truly do. And if I don't admire a particular man, I'm not socializing with him. This is very important. I spoke about already in one video on money, that I don't allow myself to be disappointed in man. Man is representation of the masculine energy outside of us. Man, money, and success. So if I will get disappointed in man, it's like I'm disappointed in money, in success, in masculinity overall, and I could not allow myself that, because that's what keeping me afloat. That's what keeping me. That's what gives me money in life. This is what pays for my my extravagant lifestyle, so to say. So I admire man. I really truly do. I love man. I love their voice. Yesterday I was watching a movie, and I think my neighbors had some company, because they had open windows, and I could hear those deep voices. There was like a few men, and they were talking. I was just like, I don't know. I felt so great. I mean, these voices around me, and I felt that testosterone and all that masculinity, and it was just amazing. So I really do admire their strength, their endurance, their outside strengths. Remember, masculine strengths outside, feminine strengths inside. So I really love that. I love when I'm walking with the man, I can hold him like by his arm, and I feel that strength. I feel that he can hold me, that he can save me if I will fall or something. I never look at man below me, like some women would say, I need to teach my husband to do this or this or this. Teach? I mean, he's a man. You don't need to teach him nothing. You can tell him what you like, what you don't like, but to teach, I mean, he's not a little kid. So I never allow myself to treat a man as a little kid, or I also never allow myself to treat I think this is the second point already, but I also don't treat him as my father. I see man as man alone. They are not nothing else in my life. Only a man that I'm sexually attracted to. That's it, nothing else. And from there, I obviously they provide me security, or maybe they give me some good experiences, or we share a good experience together, something like that. So I really admire man. This is the first thing. I really do. If I don't admire man, I don't waste my time on him. I don't waste his time on me. Like this. Nothing would come out of that. At least in my world, it won't, because I'm highly emotional, and I'm influenced by the outside world like that. But usually I draw men that I really like. This is just it, you know. Fortunately for me, for the most part, I only meet men that are strong, even if they're just like, if I go to a restaurant, there's waiters, I see only like handsome masculine waiters. So even if it's taxi drivers, I mean, men that surround me, I usually like that. And once I start admiring and treating men like this, I realized that men that were in my past were also very masculine. Like, for example, my brother, I started seeing how much masculinity he has as well. The second thing that I do, I allow myself to be vulnerable. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. Before, I used to think that vulnerability is a weakness. And it's been many years since I realized that vulnerability is strength. Now, let me make it clear. I am not vulnerable to the point that I could not live without a man. So I'm not a little girl vulnerable that needs a daddy that will be watching her every step. Like, I wouldn't be, hey, could you please call me a cab? I am not, I'm not clueless. And this, it is only cute to a certain degree. At one point, a man will get tired of having a little girl in his life. So if you are a little girl vulnerable, remember, men don't sleep with their daughters. They sleep with women that are strong, equally strong. But I allow a man to do certain things for me. For example, if we're walking and I'm walking in heels, obviously I'm 5'2". A man that I date are usually 6 feet, 5'11". So they are taller than me. They have bigger legs. They walk faster. So I would hold his hand and I would just make sure that he slows down, because I obviously could not, even if I don't wear heels, I still could not walk as fast as he does, and I show him that I need him to slow down a little bit. This is the vulnerability that I express. So it's not please save me, I wouldn't be able to live without you. No, it's I'm capable of of living without a man, but I appreciate his strength that is next to me right now. I also appreciate when men kind of take charge. They order in the restaurant. That's by etiquette. It's right. So in etiquette, by rules of etiquette, you're supposed to tell your man what you want, and then he will express the wish to the waiter. I mean, I don't always do that, depends on the situation, but if a man asks me, what do you want, I will tell him, and then if he orders it, he can do that. So like that, I allow myself to be vulnerable. We'll give you another example I wrote here. If we're going to the beach, I will let him know that I'm not going to lay on the sand. Either we're going to the beach that has well, not either. We're for sure going to the beach that has at least chairs and umbrella, but ideally we should go to some club that has chairs, umbrella, bathroom, showers. I mean, something convenient like that. And I don't think it's anything wrong. I mean, I would do it for myself. I wouldn't just go to the beach. Unless I stay on the beach and I go for half an hour, I'm not going to spend the whole day on the beach that doesn't have the amenities. It just doesn't make no sense for me at this point of my life, at least. And this is normal. This is normal, and no man yet told me, oh my God, I don't want to cater. They are actually very happy to do that. The third action that I do is I allow myself to be emotional. No dirty emotions though. For many, many, many years, I felt the same way about emotions as I felt about vulnerability. I felt that being emotional is just a sign of weakness, that I should not be emotional. If I wanted to cry, I would go and I would cry somewhere in the bathroom. Or if I wanted to kind of to express myself somehow, like I would never allow to express my emotions. And because I never allowed to express my emotions, I always was holding tears back. Like my eyes were always ready to burst with tears. I mean, it was not normal. If once I started allowing myself to express my emotions, I swear, I don't think I cried in the last maybe 3-4 years like that. So, but I allow myself to be emotional. If I want to be emotional, I allow myself, and I know that men love that, especially masculine men. Why? Because they are not emotional. They don't have emotions, so they crave the emotions from us. And I will do another video on how men get energy from women, and I will explain to you why they want emotions. Emotions are charged with energy, and this is energy that they will receive. But ideally, mostly men want to see our emotions, because it shows that that we do care, that they still have control over us, so to say. Now, I don't always become emotional, but when I do, I allow myself. Like, I allow myself to tell a man how I feel. I allow him. So, for example, if I like him, if I like what he's doing to me, I always express it. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I can tell him that I really like him. I can tell a stranger that I like something about him. I don't see nothing wrong with showing emotions, and there is nothing wrong energetically. Now, how did I found out that men love emotions? I will tell you how. So I had the guy that I really liked, and he was energy of air, and obviously he has no energy of air, doesn't really have emotions, and they don't understand what emotions are. So I realized that he was provoking me on emotions, on different ones, on good and bad. So for example, he would always ask me, do you like me? Like this. Like, I know he doesn't care much, but he wants to hear it. So I would start expressing, yes, I do, and this and that. But I didn't understand that he liked it. I actually tried to be as like, I try to pretend that I don't care about emotions, that I'm cool like he is, until like maybe 2-3 months into our, so to say, relationship, I start realizing that he likes it when I become emotional. Whether it's good or bad emotions, he still likes it. He feels like he has a grip on me, like he feels me somehow. And and that gave me hope, so to say. That gave me hope that men do love my emotions, that my emotions are not that bad. And after I start studying energy, relationship, the systemic approach, I understand that emotions are important for men, especially masculine men. They need them. They really do need them. They need to feel this this energy from women. So I allow myself emotions, but I watch. I make sure that those emotions are not dirty. What are dirty emotions? Jealousy, constant crying, insecurities, like you don't love me, you don't say, you don't buy me nothing, like this. Like all these are dirty emotions. These are dirty water that needs to be cleaned, and obviously this is not good. I mean, men love dirty emotions to the particular point. I mean, they can tolerate them, but again, how long? I mean, if you will not stop, at one point, especially if it's a masculine man, he will leave you. There's nothing wrong. I mean, nobody wants to stay in a swamp. I don't want to stay in the swamp. When I had dirty emotions, I didn't want to be with me. I don't blame the man. So I make sure that, yeah, sometimes I do get into a little kind of dirty emotional state, but it's very brief, and I get out of it very fast. Not for a man, for myself. I don't like to stay in that kind of, those feelings. I don't feel right. I don't like myself in those moments. I feel like I'm betraying myself by allowing myself to feel like that. So no, it's not right. I get myself out of it. Usually I feel like that when I'm either tired, or I've been working a lot, or I've been exhausting myself for some time. That's how I feel. But for the most part, it's clean emotions. But I allow myself. I want to tell you, if you're an emotional person, allow yourself that. Allow yourself to be emotional. I remember I was talking to the guy right before I left Miami, my friend, and he's dating only Latina women. And I'm like, why? He's like, they're not really my type. Even I'm not his type, apparently, because he likes blondes. He likes blonde, tall, skinny girls, and but he's dating only Latinas. And I said, well, then doesn't make no sense. And he's like, I like, because they're so emotional. They have this fire in them. They're, they express themselves. When they're angry, they're angry. When they love, they love. So you see, I mean, he loves. There are men that really love the emotions. So if you're an emotional person, allow the emotions in you. Just make sure those emotions are clean. The fourth action that I do say no. Now, men are looking for energy, and I will get deep into this into another video, but they do look for energy, and they will take and take and take until it's finished, and then they will go and find somewhere else to take it. So it is up to you to say no when you feel like you already took enough. Men will not get upset if you say no. They hardly ever do. I mean, if you go on a date with the man and the man is trying to hug you, to kiss you, if you'll tell him no, will he get upset? No, he won't. He'll be like, okay, I will try another time. So you can say no. It is there. He will be probably happy. He would be challenged. He's like, so she's not that easy. Let me see how fast I can get her. You can say no to men, and I learned to do it too. I was always afraid to offend somebody, so I would kind of doesn't mean that men would step all over me. I would usually just distance myself from men, but it was not right. I mean, I understood this a long time ago. It's better to tell a man what you're not happy with, and let him decide whether he's going to proceed with it, or he's going to negotiate with you on this particular subject, or he's just going to stop with it altogether. So I learned myself to say no. it is for the best for myself and for everybody else. No man will respect and want to be with the woman that could not stand her ground. Remember, we have 25% of masculinity for a reason, to protect our soft borders, and this is okay. I learned to do it, and there is no problem. So if I don't want to do something, I tell the man. Not if the man will tell me, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? If I don't feel like going, I will tell him no. If I don't feel like, if I feel tired, I will tell him no. Please take me home. Like, I will give an example. I was, I think I did it already. Okay, so I will, just for the sake of this video, I was with this man. We had a beautiful day, went to another city. We really enjoyed the day, but I was already tired and exhausted. I mean, I was on my feet for a long time, and I was ready to rest. But the guy was very, he got a lot of energy from me. He was very energetic, so he didn't want to stop. He wanted to get more and more of this energy. That is normal. So he didn't want the night to end, so he told me, let's go, do you want to go to this place? And I'm like, no, I'm really tired. Could you please take me home? I'm ready to sleep. He's like, okay. We're driving to my home, and he's like, do you have 10 minutes? We'll go to this place really fast. I want you to show you the beautiful view. And I told him, I got really emotional, really fast, and really angry, because I already told him no a few times, and the guy still continued. And I said, and I basically expressed my wishes and emotions in a much harsher way, but he understood at that moment. The thing is that he was not upset about that. I mean, he knew that he's taken his chances. He saw how far he can push. And I was okay to say him no a little ruder than I usually do. So just to explain to you. Now, if I would agree to go with him, I would start hating him and hating myself, because I'm already exhausted. Now I'm just betraying myself, going to do something that I don't want to do. And next day I probably will be even more tired than I was. So learn to say no. There's nothing wrong with that. And the fifth action that I do ask. This is one of the hardest ones. My God. Since I was little, I was in a family where asking for something was considered bad. Like, I remember my father used to tell me, when you grow up, you will make your own money, you can buy yourself anything you want. It doesn't mean that my father was not buying me, but he would always say this. And it was stuck in my head for too long. So every time I would want to ask a man for something, I would be afraid of the rejection. The same rejection that I was receiving from my father. Even though I was receiving a lot of things from my father, I still remembered those words and the rejections that he was giving me. The thing is that he was rejecting my wishes not because he didn't want to give me, because he wanted me to work and get them myself. He didn't give me certain things because he didn't believe that they were right for me. For example, I wanted the red nail polish when I was 8, and red nail polish at that time was considered not so good, especially for an 8-year-old girl that goes to school. I mean, it was absolutely unacceptable. But it was stuck with me, and it held me back for some time. I was afraid to ask men for anything. I would accept what they were giving me. So if we go to dinner, I would see what a man is ordering, and I would order something in the same price range, like this. I would never ask for more or less. I would never ask for extras. Like, it would be very, very rarely. And it doesn't mean that men were treating me bad. They actually were treating me always very well. They were always telling me, order whatever you want. Do you want something else? Do you want this? Do you want that? But I was always very cautious about what to ask. And if I didn't like a man, I wouldn't even accept anything from him, because for those reasons. Because I believe that I shouldn't be asking, and I can get rejection. Now, from men that I loved, that I liked very much, I was extremely cautious to ask anything. I believed that I will ask them, they will get disappointed in me, and they would leave me, and I wouldn't want that. I mean, that's how sad it was. Obviously, this was wrong. Now, men love when women ask, because it gives them an opportunity to impress a woman, you see? I'm sure even my father loved that I was asking, because it gave him some ideas what I liked, basically. So when you tell a man, oh, I would like this and I would like that, he has Now he has ideas. He knows how to make your life better, how to make you smile. So maybe he will not give you that something next day, but he definitely have it in his mind, and when there is an occasion, he will definitely deliver it to you. So I do ask, I express my wishes. Now, if we're going to a restaurant, I tell what I want, and I frankly don't care whether he's ordering the same price range or not. I mean, worst case scenario, I can pay for myself, but it never happens. I mean, if I want to eat lobster, I eat lobster. If I want to eat caviar, I eat caviar. Funny thing is, I don't like neither of those. But what I want to say, if I want to go to an expensive restaurant, to a fancy restaurant, I'm going there, and that's it. And fortunately for me, men just love that. I mean, they, maybe because I'm so confident with my choices, but they appreciate it and they love it. They love that I'm so high maintenance when it comes to certain things, at least. And they truly enjoy it. Now, when I express my wishes, I am ready to accept any answer. So if a man will say, not today, or not in the budget right now, I mean, I'm fine. I already told you that, I'm sure you put a check, like you put it somewhere in your mind. So what I want to say, I do feel entitled for that. I feel entitled to ask, to express my emotions. I mean, if you have a birthday and your friend is asking you, what would you like for a birthday? And you would say, well, I would like this and this and this. Would you feel wrong for expressing your wishes? No, you probably wouldn't. You probably feel very entitled. It's your birthday, and for our birthdays, we always feel entitled. Now, you don't have to have a birthday to ask for something, to express your wish. It could be any day. There is nothing wrong with that. Remember, you're always attracting men that are capable of giving you what you want at this moment. So if right now I want to fly only on a private plane, and I'm feeling very entitled to fly only private, and I know exactly that I'm only flying private from now on, I will get a man that will have in capacity to fly private all the time, like that. Now, if I'm okay with economy, and I'm even okay with Spirit, with Frontier, with all those low costers, I probably will get a man that probably will think that Southwest is too expensive, like to the point. So remember, the more you want, the more you feel entitled to receive, the more your man will be able to give you. So you will start attracting in your life men that are capable of giving you that. This is important. This is very important. So if you are asking your man from now on, so you would never dare to ask for nothing, and from now on you start asking for diamonds, probably your man will start, if he's a masculine man, he will start kind of looking for opportunities to expand, to make more money. Maybe he will take extra projects, or maybe he will start doing something more. He will be grateful for you. It will be his own expansion and his own learning. Now, if you will reduce, so you will get in diamonds, and then you're like, well, times are not so good, maybe I should kind of not ask for much, maybe I should be okay with little, with just flowers, your man will probably start losing money somehow, or maybe there will be some unexpected expenses. Remember, money always comes on your wishes, on your desires, as long as they're sincere, as long as you feel like super entitled to have them, and you will receive the money. If you have a man in your world, I mean, this is the easiest way to give you something, through a man in your life. So if you want to have strong man, if you want man in your life to expand, to become more powerful, to become richer, ask and feel good, and be okay to receive any kind of answer. Like when I long time ago, when I started asking, I would be very careful. I would be like, would be something like, next week is Women's Day. I would like to get some flowers. Will you buy me flowers? Like, I was absolutely out of trust, so I didn't even know what the man would do. Even if he will say, yes, I do, I wouldn't trust. I would send him a reminder maybe like 5 times a week. and he probably will forget, and then I will get all upset about this. Now I wouldn't. First of all, if I have a man in my life, I know that for Women's Day he is going to send me flowers, especially if he's from my culture. I mean, this is understood. If it's my birthday, obviously I understand that he will send me flowers, or he will buy me presents or something like that. I'm in complete trust in that. Now, if I want something else, and he could not, maybe he has different plans for his money, or maybe he doesn't see it as an investment right now, that's fine for me also. I mean, I'm not going to get disappointed with him just because he said no to me. It is okay for me. I'm ready to accept any answer. It would not make me feel any less of him. Kind of like that. I want you to understand. Okay, so that's it for this topic. Just to recap, I want to say that I went from a very unhealthy relationship to a very healthy relationship, and I really enjoy myself being with men right now. I really do. I mean, it not only gives me butterflies in my body, it also helps me to be more productive, to be more inspiring to others. It helps me with money. I mean, I notice that if I'm happy with men in general, I get higher incomes. If you notice, women that are happy usually with men, they're usually happy with money and with success. You should notice that it's the same energy, and it's just how it is. So what do I do? What do I do differently? I mean, obviously it took me some time to get to this. It took me a long time to even the energy to get into the positivity, neutrality towards men. But these are the actions that I do now in relationship. First of all, I admire men. I admire them for their strengths. I admire their physique. I admire their deep voice. I mean, I just love men. That's it. Even if these men are not mine, even they're like neighbors or somebody I saw, I appreciate men around me. I mean, I appreciate women around me too. When I see beautiful women, I admire her. But I appreciate men for their strengths, for this outside strengths, for this for him that he likes to accept challenges, that they're so confident, that they're so straight to the point. Like, I love all this about men, like all these characteristics. The second one is, so I love men without them even doing anything for me. I just love them to be. I appreciate them being in my life. The second one is, I allowed myself to be vulnerable, and I understood that vulnerability is strength finally. But again, I am vulnerable as a woman, not as a little girl that could not do anything without a man, and not as a lost kind of adult that needs constant care. So like that, I am vulnerable as a woman. I can do without a man, but I allow him to provide for me, to do certain things for me, because he's stronger outside. I mean, nothing wrong with that. The third one is, I allow myself to be emotional. Talking about men, this man just going up and down, up and down. It's like they feel that I'm talking about them, you see. So I allow myself to be emotional. I make sure I don't hang in dirty emotions, but I allow myself to express myself. And even if a man never tells me that he loves me or that what he feels towards me, I really don't care. I tell him what I feel, and I really, frankly, I mean, I know that he's pleased, and what he feels inside towards me, I see it through his actions. I mean, if he is constantly in my space, obviously he feels something. I don't think he would be around me if he doesn't feel anything. So I allow myself to be emotional. I also say no. I learned how to say no, and I understood that man has nothing against me saying no, that they really appreciate it, and it's better for me to say no and to be okay with the man than to not to say no and be upset with him. So yeah, I do say no, and I do say it frequently. And the fifth section, I do ask. I express my wishes. I express my desires. I express what I want, and I don't feel any kind of guilt. I don't feel like I shouldn't. I don't feel any shame. It was strange. Why did I ever felt like this? I don't know. And I understand that a man can say no. That's fine too. That wouldn't make me feel any less about him. I mean, if he always says no, then it's strange why he's in my life. But I usually, I mean, I don't go overboard. I don't ask for something obnoxious. I mean, the most I ask is $5,000-6,000. That's not that much. So I mean, men, they usually are very happy to provide. They are happy to give something, even if it's not 5,000-6,000. I mean, it's still they still love to give. If I'm not feeling right, and I would want to get a bouquet of flowers, I mean, is it wrong to ask a man? No, it's not, and he would be happy to send me those flowers. So, anyways, the whole point is, I'm asking, and I'm okay with any answer, and I know that man heard me, and if he wants to impress me, he will get me what I want. And men, especially masculine men, are very linear, so they like linear approach. They are okay with me telling them what I want, instead of sitting in the corner and kind of being all upset and unhappy, and he doesn't know what's going on. It's better if you express your wish and negotiate with him, so to say. If you are masculine, if you're feminine, then you just trust that he will get it for you. All right, that's it. If you have any questions, or if you have anything to add, please do. If you know anybody who struggles with the relationship, if you know who can benefit from this video, please do send it to them. I would really appreciate, and please follow, like, and comment. I put these videos 2-3 times a week, so I keep you entertained. Again, if you have questions, please ask. I will answer them in next videos. And thank you very much for being with me and listening. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.